There we go. There we go. AOG, root, sling. Hey, Ashley. Well, I may have to do a half an hour of on this because Nubs is going live in half an hour on his cryptid. Thank you. How many people in the stream? I can't tell from StreamYard. Hi, Buddha. Hi, Rain. A little bit tired, been working, research, and all that. Hi, Tyler. Hi, Paul. Yeah, I saw OG in here. Hi, Princess. Okay. Um, okay.
There you go. Hey, Spitfire. All right, be quiet now. You're okay. You're you're fine.
Wayne,
Never know.
you're
No,
live on the.
good. I will be good on here.
Yeah, I'm kind of off screen a bit.
Mhm. You doing all right, Spitfire?
Yeah, I've been doing my work on Beowulf all week.
Well, I'm looking forward to it. It sounds, you talked about it on your last live, and it sounds like it's going to be a really good topic. So I may have questions for you.
Yeah, I guess we can start with Beowulf now.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, it was a folklore tale done into poetry around the
Hmm.
um 6th century AD.
Wow, that long
And
ago.
yeah, and composed around 700 to 750 AD. And it wasn't first published until 1815.
Wow, that's a long time of in between of coming, publishing between publishing and coming out. That's a long time.
Yeah. it was more of like a campfire story, folklore told of a heroic person that did good deeds against evil.
Mm.
This time it's like evil monsters and that.
Now,
It's
what
more
what country did it originate in?
um it was in Scandinavian country at first.
Okay,
Like Sweden, Finland, Norway, Denmark, Northern Germany, Poland,
okay.
England, the Ireland, wherever the Vikings at that time settled. The civilization and rituals of the Vikings was around that time period, probably long.
Okay.
Um, the author of the poem and everything is unknown. It's one of those unknown origins where the tale came from.
Oh yeah. I mean, I gotta imagine
And
because of me being that long.
yeah, and the creatures and monsters in the Beowulf poem
Hmm.
and all the folklore, it kind of like spread off into other type of folklore in Northern Europe. Like the king of Denmark, man,
Hmm.
were asleep or massively asleep because Grendel keep breaking in and carried off the king's man and
Yeah.
devoured him every night.
Wow.
And nobody here us hear anything happen during
Hmm.
the night. It's like a spell where it's put on the man of
Okay.
Denmark.
Oh, okay.
It's probably where we get the folklore of the Sleeping Beauty and all that in later fairy tales.
Now, did is that also where like the werewolves and stuff also kind of come into play as well, or is it more vampires and stuff?
Uh, that I don't know, but Grendel seemed to be like described as part beast and part mankind. Man,
Yeah.
it's almost like one of those tricksters or genes Paul talk
Yeah.
about.
Hmm.
And Grendel's mother seems to be like a water dragon or something like that.
Oh wow, that's
So
interesting.
and also the third major battle that Beowulf battle was against dragon after he became king of his country of Gate.
Oh really?
Hmm.
That's cool.
Yeah, and that's where we get the dragon
I was
stories
gonna ask, is
from.
that where Dragon Tales started was around that time?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's where we will get Berlin tales. There's dragon stories around Merlin and King Arthur too, and like with the dragon shields and all that
Hmm.
in battles.
That is really cool how everything's tying up to
Mhm.
one. It all started from one. It just trickled out and
Mhm.
And it's like any folklore or whatever. When it gets told over and over and over, things get added, get taken away, get changed. It's it's kind of like it's like a gossip, basically. Somebody puts their 2 cents into it,
Mhm.
and it changes and tweaks it a little bit here and there. So, but yeah, it's amazing how everything came from that one.
Yeah, there were some minor battles that Beowulf did, but some of the battles
Mm-hmm.
were against sea monsters,
Oh.
and some of them were like kraken, like the
Yeah.
kraken,
Mm-hmm.
or in some cases look more like Nessie, like
I
Loch
was going to
Ness,
ask that. Yeah, I was going to
Loch
ask
Ness
is
monster.
that like a Loch Ness? Yeah.
Yeah. So all the folklore and tales from that we hear from England and Scotland and Ireland and Northern Europe and all that
Mm-hmm.
seem to come from the time of Beowulf and came about, and then
Hmm.
each thing from that came to branch out to what we have today.
Yeah. Huh. There's so some of the cryptid stuff that we have has originally started from the Beowulf pretty
Yeah.
much, like the Loch Ness monster, and
Mhm.
um,
Or Lake Champlain,
yeah,
Monster
and
Champy.
right, and you know, half beast and half man. That could be a werewolf too, even
Yeah.
as far as we know. I mean, that could be a where the werewolf started. Um, so that's amazing.
Or vampires
Yeah,
too.
even the vampires too. Hmm.
So most of the European stuff is more based toward the Norse in the northern Europe up the
Yeah, like the northern England, like the England and um,
Iceland and
Iceland to even Ireland as well.
the
And
northern
Scotland as well. The
northern
Wales,
France
yeah, the
and the
Wales and
Low
stuff.
Countries and Germany and Poland, things like that, and Eastern European countries
Hmm.
because the Vikings had settlements in those areas.
Hmm. Hey, freaky.
Hey, freaky, what you're laughing at, Ruth?
I tell you, it's fascinating. It really is. It's really fascinating, and I've always been fascinated with the werewolves or the vampires and stuff like that. I really have, and to know where the original origins of how they started, even Loch Ness monster. That's pretty cool. Um, so what was the? I mean, did he have some like really big battles other than like the Kraken and stuff like that?
There's the Grendel, his mother, and the dragon is the biggest
Oh, really?
biggest battles that he had. But the dragon, after he was ruled for 50 years,
Hmm.
after he became king, mortally wounded him, and he died. And Beowulf was set off on a like a raft,
Hmm.
and they set it on fire like the Viking tradition. So it's more like a Viking folklore.
Uh, um, no, the Kraken is big. Um,
Mhm.
but you know what I mean by big, as in big battles, is you know, what it takes to, I guess, win that battle is what I'm saying. You know, um, and how hard of a battle it is considered how
Yeah.
a big battle.
In the folklore, it wasn't really a big battle to Beowulf.
No, he was
Like,
a big man, wasn't he?
yeah, he's almost like Hercules of the Norse folklore and myth.
Mm-hmm. You don't need to. There, play. Um, what was I gonna say? Ah, got me off train of thought, but I hate when what other stuff comes off of Beowulf?
Well, it's the first deal of powerful spells.
Mm-hmm.
Like the men were massively kept asleep
Mm-hmm.
or memorized if they were awake, like in a trance.
Oh wow.
So no alarms could be sounded when Grendel raided.
Oh, exactly. Who is Beowulf? I've heard the name before, but I think mostly through games.
Bay Beowulf is a folklore tale that was made into poetry, which is was put under British literature of the old time period. One of the very first English poems that was translated. Beowulf was a hero from Gates, which is southern Sweden, which
Yeah,
is
because usually when I say think, when I think of Beowulf, when I think of Beowulf, I think of like vampires and stuff. As a vampire killer and stuff like that. That's what I think of Beowulf. Um,
yeah, he's more of a Hercules.
mhm. He just wasn't afraid of anything, was he?
No, he he went up against almost a similar type of creatures that Hercules went through. But one difference is that he wasn't a son of a god. He was just a strong mortal being.
Hmm.
But from it from it is it's the standpoint of that is he's based on a German religion background
Yeah, because
and
I don't say
tradition.
Beowulf sounds kind of almost German, like you know, uh, would be German sounding almost, or
Yeah,
German or origin.
yeah. It's of course the English language is part of the Germanic group of language.
Mm,
We have same word type of words and all that in English and German and the Germanic speaking countries, including some parts of the Scandinavian and
hmm.
Iceland,
Hmm.
because you have mouse and mouse spelled differently, but they're pronounced the same
Right. I was gonna
in
say, yeah,
England and German. So
yeah. It's interesting. I tell you, um, is there a lot of stuff out there about Beowulf?
They can't find any historical records on Beowulf.
Uh,
It's they're they labeled it like King Arthur and Merlin. They can't find any historical records on them either.
hmm, not at least not yet.
Not yet.
Yeah, because I mean, um, I was gonna say, the supposedly that the Knights of the Round Table and all truly existed. Um,
You know what that sounds the King Arthur legend?
mm-mm.
It's almost like the Beowulf legend in a way. Beowulf had these retainers or fighters or
Yeah,
knights with him,
yeah,
and
right.
they were like part of his inner circle.
The Round Table.
Yeah.
Hmm. Again, something else is carried out from like the Beowulf. I mean, it just travels on.
Yeah. It continues and continues until it be handed down from generations after generations.
Right.
The
Yeah,
tale
because
of Beowulf been around for a long time.
I mean, there's like the stories of the Kraken. There's stories,
Yeah.
and it had to originate from somewhere before.
Hmm.
Um, so that's neat. I
You
did not
know,
know that they were tied together.
yeah, you know how how Beowulf got proof that he killed Grendel?
Mm-mm.
Chop off the head of Grendel and brought it back to the king of Denmark.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. You know what that sounds like?
Judas.
No,
Oh no, John. John
no,
died.
no. Greek mythology,
Oh yes,
Perseus.
Medusa. Medusa.
Yeah, Medusa.
Yes. The Clash of the Titans.
Mhm.
Yes, I forgot about the Clash of the Titans, where he had to go in. He had to cut Medusa's head off in order to kill the
Hi, Eddie.
uh. Well, they called that the Kraken, but
Yeah.
the sea monster
Mhm.
and everything.
Yeah, the sea monsters and all that. So,
I wonder if some of the Greek mythology could also come off of Beowulf as well.
Greek mythology stories came out before Beowulf folklore,
Okay.
and and I think the Vikings may have invaded parts of northern Greece, which they could probably pick up some the ancient Greek mythology.
Yeah, because that could be where some of the Beowulf stuff sounds like some of the Greek
Yeah,
mythology is actually. Yeah. Okay.
and what was and where- which which area of the world that have stories of dragons of all time
Hmm.
throughout these ages? China and their stories of good and bad dragons, and where did they get their stories from? When
Well,
when Genghis Khan invaded Greek and Middle East and all that.
Ooh,
So the dragons were first appeared in the Middle East, like Greek mythology, and then uh, in the Bible, the dragon appeared in in there.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Okay, shh. Okay, stop. Um, wow, I didn't know that was in there.
Mhm.
You know, they talk about, okay, did dragons really exist, or and stuff. Um,
In
it
the
kind of makes you wonder, because I mean, were they left over? Could they have been left over from the dinosaurs, and they just
or they came over
a
through
portal.
a portal from an alternative world,
They could have.
alternative Earth.
Yeah, it
It
could have
could
been
be
a
a magical portal too,
yeah.
with the elves and the leprechauns and all that.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
The
Yeah, because
dragon appeared in the New Testament, Eddie, in the I believe the Revelation.
ah the Book of Revelations. Yes, the three-headed dragon.
Yeah.
That's right. Jake. Uh,
Yeah.
actually, I gotta give you a medicine. Um. Yeah, the three-headed dragon. That's something. Oh, and um, did Beowulf supposedly? There was a because there's stories of like a three-headed dog as well somewhere.
That I don't think that showed up in Beowulf.
I was wondering, because like some of that stuff, there's folklore. I know there's folklore. I can't talk. Lore, folklore of three. They have like the three-headed dog or two-headed dog,
I think they had
and
a. I think Beowulf had a hellhound or something that he battled with.
oh, okay,
It was a minor deal. So a big dog, or at that time a big wolf, like a dire wolf or something like that.
yeah. Well, so he actually battled a hellhound, supposedly.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Because that'd be
I think Beowulf is more like they added elements into it throughout the years with the storytelling,
mhm,
build him up bigger and bigger and bigger
very well could
as the
have.
hero.
Yeah, it very well could have. Because it's like I said, it's like when you tell a story, sometimes over the years, as it's told, things are taken away, things are added, and they just the whatever to make it sound more interesting than what it was.
Yeah. It it got and
Well, I
a
just
lot
can't
of
remember it.
a lot of the folklore from the Beowulf stories been borrowed for other folklores throughout the region and all that too. And to this day, we still use some of the elements of Beowulf in movies and TV shows and that.
Yeah. Um. there's I know there's three-headed dogs in several stories.
Yeah.
Two three-headed dogs. I know there's one in of course, the Harry Potter series, but there's also the one in the Never-Ending Story. There was one in uh, oh, I think there was
Percy
one in
Jackson.
Percy Jackson. Clash of the Titans, I think, also had a three-headed dog as well.
Mm.
Um, so there's three-headed. There's uh,
I
there's a
think,
lot of things that are throughout different stories.
yeah, I think another three-headed dogs appeared in other culture too, besides
Hmm.
Greeks. I think
Right.
ancient Buddha or ancient Buddhists had something like that. Around India had three-headed dogs, if I remember right.
I think. Sure. Um, I think so. Or was it? Didn't it, no, the Egyptians, they didn't have three.
No,
I think the Greeks. Wonder if some. I'm trying to remember. I know that some Greek stories has it, and there's others. There's others out there, but everything's tied up. I mean, there's so many things that you know. Some of the creatures that he battled are in our other folklore tales and stories and stuff like that. Some of the stuff he's dealt with. So
and we and also some of the Native American tales that have been spun off from
uh,
Beowulf too.
yeah, I, India's one I think had multiple arms. I don't know about
Yeah.
Budapest. Budapest is actually Hungary.
No, I was thinking of like in one of the southeastern Asian countries, they
What?
have a tale of three-headed dogs.
Yeah. He's saying I know in Budapest they have a god or a goddess with many arms. Well, I know uh, India has
India,
India
India
has the god.
free.
Yeah. But yeah, Budapest is actually in is the capital of. Well, I guess you could say capital, but the of Hungary.
Yeah, Hungary is more of a Germanic
That's it.
country.
That oh, freaky, it's okay. Trust me, it's easy to do. There's a lot of stories out there. There's a lot of countries, and everybody has a different thing to them. So it's actually really hard to keep up with who's got what.
Yeah,
So yeah, don't feel bad.
they
Um,
discover recently. They discovered Viking
it's
settlement
okay. Hmm.
in North America
Wait a minute, they
has
just discovered
predated Columbia,
what?
Columbus.
What?
Viking settlements.
Oh yes, yes, up there near the uh ah right at the very tip. Really, well they think that they came all down through the east coast of the United States,
Mhm.
or at the where this United States, this land, the Newfoundland. Um, but it was they first started more up there towards right where Canada, the U.S. and Canada, up there near that. What is it? Nova Scotia, I think it is. Uh, I think it's Nova Scotia. I could be wrong. Um, Well, it's, where they have Oak Island and all.
Mhm.
That's they're finding you know Viking settlement that was there and all.
They've been
Uh,
finding Viking artifacts all the way up on the in the waters off the South American
hmm
coast. No,
yeah, the Vikings were they someone somebody told me Vikings were not uh no, that's actually in Canada. Oak Island is actually in Canada. Um uh Uh, people would pick when you say Viking. Somebody says Vikings, they think, oh, they were so brutal and all, but no, they were big explorers. Actually, they were more explorers.
mm,
They were always out trying to find you know new locations and stuff. Okay, cool.
um,
Um,
I was going to say some of the Native American folk lores and stories may have came from the Vikings too, because some of them are similar to Beowulf,
but yeah,
like
and
like Grindel could have been a Grindel could probably be in Native American terms a trickster.
yeah, yeah. I wonder if also possibly that's could be where they got some of these other cryptids that we have, you know, that what the Indians have they told them, and they've been telling for centuries. Like the skinwalkers or um, the Grendels or the stuff like that. I wonder if some of that could have possibly came, you know, from the Vikings, which came, the Beowulf story is part of it as well. Um,
And
so
they
I
could
wonder.
have interwoven the Native American stories with the Viking stories of Beowulf and all that
Very well could have.
to create their own tale, which
Yeah.
has added more to that.
The never-ending story. Uh, yes. When they had the rock monster, and then the snail, but then there was also the dog came out of the cave, but the dog was right there next to the big rock monster. I love the never-ending story. I love the big flying dog too.
Yeah, that's from what
Um,
I understand. The Vikings traded with the
pretty sure. Or was
native.
that the Clash of the Titans that he killed the three-headed dog
Clash with the Titans was the three-headed dog. I think.
that came out of the cave?
I think so.
I could have sworn it was a three-headed dog. I might be wrong. I could have sworn it was right there next to the rock monster. I'm gonna have to look that up. I always like to look things
I
up.
don't
You
remember
know,
a three-headed dog. Never in story.
I could have, I could have sworn. Hold on. Keep talking. I gotta fact check it. I gotta do this. I look up everything. If if I'm wrong, I could be wrong. I'll look it up. Um. Uh. Oh, the three-headed dog. Let's see. Yeah, it was a werewolf. Okay, so it was the Clash of the Titans had the where yeah, it was the Clash of the Titans that had the three-headed dog. It was a one. Okay, it's fine. No, Chaos, you were actually right. You were right. I'm glad you corrected me on that. I was getting my stories mixed up. See, Freaky, it's easy to do that. There's so many stories and so many tales that has similar things. It is hard to keep up with what's what. It's easy to confuse. So, like I said, don't feel bad.
Beowulf is like the one of the first wrote poetry of its time, and then you
Hmm.
got King Arthur came after that for the
Hmm.
Northern Europe.
Harry Potter, and then also the Clash of the yeah, the Clash of the Titans. Um,
and
yeah, I think I'm pretty sure he had a three-headed dog
and
as well.
Hercules.
Yeah, and
Several
Hercules.
Hercules movies did battle three-headed dogs too.
Hmm. But yeah, you know that it is. You can see I really start to see more and more and more now how much of his story has really influenced their stories. Did you hear me, Spitfire?
Oh, I hear you.
Okay, I didn't know if you heard me. You kind of froze up a little bit, so I thought you might have missed what I said. But yeah, it is amazing that how we get our stories today, and it all originated from there. Did we buffer? Spitfire did a little bit.
I think I got
Mm.
disconnected.
You're still here.
I was, yeah, I was told I was offline. Got
Yep.
disconnected for a little bit.
Oh, so it's just a quick glitch that, but you're able to stay on and recover. Um,
Yeah,
it's really really fascinating, Spitfire. I'm glad you brought this topic up because um I was born disconnected. I know, right? Uh, um, but yeah, it was a fascinating topic to learn and to see. Hey, Chaos,
What's up, Sling Blade?
not much, brother.
hey
How you doing?
Eddie,
How, how you doing, Spitfire?
it's fine.
All right, hold on. There we go. That should solve that problem. I was echoing. All right, we all back on the same page.
Yep, we're good.
All right. You were actually right,
Hmm.
Steve. The dog's name I put it in chat. Sirius was the three-headed dog in Harry Potter.
Hmm.
So there was a three-headed dog in Harry Potter, but his name was Sirius.
Hmm.
The one you were talking about is the one that came out of the cave, which was a werewolf.
Right, I got that.
A
You were
what?
right on that one.
Yeah,
Hmm.
what she said.
Hmm.
I don't know what the hell. The nothing. Yes.
Yeah, but
But
nothing.
yeah, so you were right. I was right, but you were more right than I was.
Now there was also I'm pretty sure there was a because they talk while I was looking up the three-headed dog. The first thing, a lot of the things you could search, look at was three-headed dog Greek mythology,
See,
and
I like Greek mythology though.
oh, I do too. Oh, I do
I
too.
aced it in high school.
Oh, I wish they had it when I went through. All we had was freaking social studies.
Hold on, I'm older than you.
That's what I mean. I said I wish. That's what I
Oh,
said.
dude, you could have said that a little bit better than that, man. That sounded kind of mean.
What I mean is, I wish they had kept stuff like that in school when I went through. They
Yeah,
started changing a lot because we were doing more social studies instead of history and mythology and stuff like that.
I mean, I did social science, social studies, social, what the hell else? I mean, I had them all. It was
Yeah,
cool.
but my Greek mythology is one of my favorite topics. I love Greek mythology.
Spitfire, your feed is dragging like really, really bad.
I think he got cut again.
I think so
It,
too. I mean, I can see us too,
No,
but we look like we're. It looks like we're doing some kind of Oriental kung fu movie because I can hear everything you're saying, and then like 30 seconds later, I see your mouth moving.
oh, I love those old kung fu movies.
I'm still here.
Well, you're still here, but you're not here. You're here, physically, yes.
But some the movies came then the movies came out. Um, yeah,
It shows
actually,
StreamYard's saying that my connection is unstable.
I can't figure out why. I'm watching this live feed from when I first joined about 4 minutes ago. It's just now catching up.
um, yeah, freaky. I learned about some of the mythology and special education. Not much. Some then, but some then movies came out. Yeah, I think I did touch some bases with the Greek mythology when I think I was in elementary school, but after that, that's when they started kind of transversing away from like a lot of that stuff, and they just did social studies, you know, different cultures and stuff like that. But they didn't really touch base much on the mythology part.
I think it was after ninth grade is when I ended up getting away from the mythology stage of it and actually started learning world history.
Yeah, I think mine was more like seventh. I think seventh, eighth grade. I was in middle school.
Well, ninth grade for me was middle school.
Yeah, they had junior high back
Unstable.
then.
Yeah, junior high, but it's still kind of like middle school.
Right.
You're not quite up there with them juniors and seniors, so.
Correct.
But yeah, I know. I graduated a long time ago. Oh, now I think about it, it's like, God damn, was it a long time ago?
Well, I know. Well, I'm coming up on
Coming up on what?
20 something years now.
No,
I'm over 20 years since I graduated high school.
really, really, okay. All right, I'm over 30 years. I can tell you that.
I'm catching up to you. I'm catching up, Eddie.
Yeah.
But no, dude.
I covered.
Hey, Paul's in the bushes. But no, Eddie, don't you agree though that it's amazing that how much our stories and everything else has come from Beowulf, that how it's originated, just kind of.
So you're talking about a folklore that started, and everybody's got a little piece that they want to put in to make it sound better at a certain moment in time, which it has nothing to do with the story, but everybody's so entranced by it that it has to do with the story.
Right. And that's what I mean. It's amazing that it's interesting how some of the stuff that we have today even just still transpires back to that
I
time.
guarantee half the stories we hear today about the shit that happened, let's say back in the 1700s and everything, ain't even close to the truth. Not even close to it.
True. Well, yeah, because Well, yeah, exactly, because things have been added, taken away, and changed to one to
The
make the
people have
story
changed.
interesting.
The people have changed. The clothes have changed. The scenery's changed. The years changed.
And a
You're
lot of
never
people
going
just
to
can't remember what happened either.
exactly. You're never going to hear it the same way twice, and it will never happen. Never in a million years will you hear the same story twice.
Hmm.
Period.
Exactly. That's like a gossip. That's really what stories and folklore is pretty much like gossip.
Yes, Freaky. I like westerns very much so.
Hmm.
But yeah, if you think about it, when you think about the Alamo, okay, and you hear the story about what happened at the Alamo, but every book you pick up, every newspaper you read, or anything,
Hmm.
none of it is the same. None of it.
No.
Every one of them tells a different story, and this is where your folklores and that come in. This is where everybody tries to combine their own stories into one hypothesis and make it stick.
Right.
And that's what it
Unless
comes down to.
right. Unless somebody wrote down what happened, uh, what happened right then and there, it's going. It will change. The
Yep,
story will change.
guaranteed. And well, even if it is wrote down, however you want to say it, I mean, you want to go back that road on how it's going to be changed. Look at the Bible. Now, tell me there isn't a difference in the 13 different versions of the Bible that are out there now. That none of it's the same. None of it.
Yeah, because
What? I kicked my slipper. I didn't kick
And
your
the
slipper.
King James Bible have a lot of books missing from it too.
King James has 13 books still missing. They found 12 of them. And no, I did not kick your goddamn slipper.
tell her, tell Shadow, tell her.
God damn it. You're right. There's still 13 books of King James missing. Or not King James, James. There's 13 books still missing.
Hmm.
So,
It,
that they'll never be found.
mm,
I mean, even if they do, they're going to be so to the point where only half of it's going to be able to be interpreted, and then the rest is going to be a guessing game.
yeah,
So, is
and
it
here,
really worth our time to put a legacy on the time of death for the human beings, or do we just let God play His game and let it run out?
yeah. Now, see, that's something talking about that. You know, a lot of things. A lot of things is
Freaky.
when it comes to stories and stuff. They also, people say, okay, you can have this part, but you can't have that part. You can have this part, but you can't have that part. And so stuff is left out. Stuff's left out.
Well, here's the question, Steve. Why do they say that you can have this part, but you can't have this part? Because you're so eager to accept that you got a part, and instead of putting behind and putting back, what you can actually get.
Hmm. That's also, yeah. It, it, you know, folklore is just folklore. I mean, it's just stories that have been passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation,
Same
and
thing with
keep.
a campfire story. Everything starts at the very beginning the same way, but as the story goes on, it changes. And through the years, it changes. Shit's added, shit's disappeared, it was a female, now it's a male. Everything changes, but
Yeah.
always the opening line is the same opening line.
Once upon a time.
It was this dark, rainy night.
Oh yeah. Oh, I like Once Upon a Time. That
But you
never
know what I'm
changes.
saying though?
Exactly.
It all they think when they start with that opening line that they're covered under this blanket of a story.
Yeah.
Of a story.
But yeah,
Spitfire, you need to start talking, brother. This is your channel, man. Come on, speak up.
Is
I,
that Spitfire Talk?
I was I was going to say because there's different stories among the Native Americans about their folklore too.
Well, you got to
Like
figure.
some tribes,
Stop and think about how many different tribes of Native Americans there are.
A
Try
lot.
try to put it all together, and you think on why there's different folklores. It's kind of like religions. Each tribe had their own chief, and they could have been Sioux, they could have been Sasquatch, they could have been whatever. And each god is, or each chief, I'm sorry, each chief will believe in their god, and that's what the principle of that tribe is supposed to be. And it's kind of what like Americans have become. I'm Catholic, you're Baptist, you're Christian, you're whatever. And to me, and what they've done is they've lost society altogether, because what they allowed us to do is just diverse ourselves into different classes and learn how to hate each other instead of live together.
You know, uh, here's a good topic about things changing. Uh, Even the Egyptians, you know, their stuff, stuff started again, and stories, being told, about things. There's the same way. Um, that's how they came up with so many, you know, uh, different gods and stuff, because some things were added and stuff and changed over the time. Um,
But do you know there is no such thing as time? Time is a man-made concept.
true.
Time never existed in the timetable of life. There is no such thing as time. It's a man-made situation, concept.
Well,
Time does not exist.
right, because I mean, look. Some What was it? Some people, back in the day, they considered themselves as 400 and 500 years old, when really they were probably 50 or 60 years old.
You know, that's like me. Sometimes I wake up and I feel like I'm 20. And I mean, I act like I'm 20. I run around, I fucking, and my body don't hurt. Then there's days I wake
I
up and
say,
it's like I should be dead.
I say,
yep.
I'm not seeing, I'm lagging so far behind. I'm not even seeing these people go, oh, there's she.
Well, the, one of the biggest things about the Egyptians also helped was that the climate that they were in. It was always dry. It was dry and everything. So um, that helped a lot. But yes, they
All right,
really did.
Dragon, I'm going to pull you completely all off subject here, and I apologize. Um, So they say, according to the Bible and movies and theories and hypotheses and everything else, that Egyptians moved 14,000-ton stone to build a pyramid, right?
Hmm.
Doesn't everything we read anywhere say that, right? They managed to calculate and maneuver and move all these big ass rocks and going uphill now, mind you, uphill into place, right? Well, me and Shadows, we were having a really good talk the other night, and I said, "So, what if it wasn't a big pile of sandstone that they found, and they carved it from the outside instead of hauling blocks up and then hollowing it out like a tomb and shit?" Because I'm sorry, I can't see these people, even with modern technology and pulleys and that. You're talking about a 14,000-ton boulder, and they were doing it with ropes and manpower. No, that's just not happening.
Uh,
I have no idea
what's up, shape?
if you would have grabbed every friggin' Hercules on Earth. Could you imagine the weight of this thing? So, do I believe it was actually built block by block? No. I believe that they found this huge ass fucking dune and made a friggin' pyramid that way. I don't believe each rock was moved. No, sorry, and there ain't nothing you can say to convince me.
Now, I watched a thing on the Egyptians and the pyramids the other night or the other day, and it was actually quite interesting. And they had the same feeling. There's no way they could do it,
No,
and they actually the Egyptians there actually showed them yes it can be done,
no.
and they showed them how it was done. They actually what they did was they put rollers, they put
Yeah, I
logs
know, I
underneath the
know,
feet,
I know.
and then they rolled it around
Thank you,
up.
Supposed to
Dave.
be two tubes, or I think they had like 8 tubes or 16 tubes or something like that, and they pulled it up. I
And then they
totally
pull it
get,
out.
I totally get the system. I
Yeah.
do. But do you know how many guys it's going to take to hold 14,000 tons from sliding back downhill?
Well, you got to remember, look how many slaves the Egyptians had.
I'm just saying, yeah, but how many were dying a day? 50,
Oh,
they say on the average, 57 Egyptians a day were dying from heat exhaustion alone.
yeah.
So, do I believe that they can hold this kind of? No, I don't. At 14,000 tons, dude, you're talking. Let me hold an aircraft carrier in place while it's in full throttle trying to go forward. I'm just going to
Mhm.
stand here and hold it in place. It's not happening.
Now, not just the pyramids that's amazing.
Nope.
Yeah, we are taking you off the topic of Beowulf here.
Yes.
Spitfire.
Okay. Let's go back to Spitfire though. We'll
Um,
save mine for tomorrow, Sling Blade.
Yeah,
so
like I'm reading about the Beowulf that we think that some of the stuff that may have to transfer over to the Native Americans at one time
Well, actually,
because of
I
the
think Beowulf was always Native American.
he was a Swedish or Swedish prince in southern Sweden, which makes him a Viking tale.
I don't know if he was Viking though. Might have been Viking by choice, but not by birth.
The, in the tales that he was after mortally injured by the dragon and died as a king of South Sweden, they had a funeral Viking tradition for Beowulf.
I don't know. Maybe I haven't watched it
all right,
enough to
go to bed.
fully
Night
understand it.
night. Oh, time to go to bed. Night night.
When he died, they put him on this wooden floating type boat and set it on fire like the traditional Viking funeral.
Right. I don't. Like welcome back, Freaky. Um, I don't get to watch a lot of TV, and a lot of TV I do watch usually involves
Hey, Spitfire, I'll be right back. All right, I gotta go put him in bed. It's his
Okay.
bedtime.
brother.
Okay.
I usually watch like Legacy. Um, oh God, honey, what other movies besides Legacy do we watch? That new program Debris that came out. That's been out a month now, I
Yes,
think.
Freaky.
Um,
Vikings burned their dead on boats.
burn the head, burn. What they'll usually do, Freaky, is Vikings will raid their ship, take everything that they can off their ship, put them back on their own ship, and then light their ship afire and let it sink. They burn them to death on their own boat as after it's been ransacked.
It's more
Now
of
Spitfire,
a funeral boat that you're talking about.
don't let Freaky Geek fool you. Now Freaky Geek is pretty intelligent.
Uh,
And of course, Spitfire Dragon, whom I admire for his honesty. You're right, Shake. His honesty, and you can tell he has great honesty, and it's phenomenal.
yeah,
I thank him for allowing me to come up on panel tonight.
I know. Spitfire's he is a knowledgeable guy.
Well, Spitfire has been, I've noticed Spitfire in shadows a lot, and I've noticed Spitfire jumping over to mine a lot. I just so happened to come on the computer and I was like, oh, Spitfire's live. So I go to Spitfire's channel and I just happened to be scrolling through chat trying to catch up with everything. And then I seen the link and I'm like, I wonder if he'll let me. So I clicked on the link and now here I am.
Yeah, it is an honor to be up here with you, Spitfire. Definitely.
I'll try my best to do the same thing with you Sunday is be there.
Hey, if you can't, don't worry about it. I understand you got, they got you on some wonky stuff hours, so don't worry about it.
Man, since I got promoted, man, I picked up so much stuff in hours that I didn't even know I could work. But I try though. I mean, you don't come to Shadows readings in the morning, Monday through Friday. Spitfire's been there. Spitfire tell you I be sitting here, I'm like trying to stay awake for the whole goddamn thing, dude. It's like, God damn it. I'm so fucking tired.
Now, when you get on yours on Saturdays, it's it's not like that. We get you pretty much going, and you get your second wind, and you're good. But as soon as
that's
the
what
live's
it
in
is, too, though.
You're crashing.
Oh yeah, dude. Oh, dude. The minute my show ends, I might be awake about 30 more minutes, and then after 30 minutes, I'm done. I am out, and I'll see. I will actually see you tomorrow because I will go out.
That reminds me about what Saddle talk about curses back a few days ago on her program.
Yep. 2 days ago.
I remember that the issue with the king of Denmark of the Danes with the Grindel, it was like a curse.
Actually, it kind of was. It kind of was, but it wasn't. It wasn't, but that's how people perceived it. So that's how it was taken.
Yeah, because you got to think back at that time. If something bad happened, it was automatically a curse or a hex or something that somebody put on you or a witch put on you or something.
That's the biggest one, a hex.
Yeah, they just, back then they just didn't believe in bad luck like we do now. Or it just happens.
Exactly, because see, really bad luck isn't a curse. It's just it's a fucked up thing that just happened, and we all, in our minds, we automatically go back to, oh shit, I broke a mirror. That's 7 years bad luck. What? No, you broke a piece of glass. Who gives a shit? Uh-huh. We'll get another one. But everybody has this in their mind.
I've been there, chaos. Oh yeah. Paul said, yeah, I've been there, chaos. He was talking about the. I'm listening to you and keeping up with the chats. Getting back into Paul, Yankee Southerner was talking about how you agreeing with you that working them wonky hours and then trying to come up, do a live, and then as soon as you're done with that live, you go just
Oh
crash.
God, yeah. I get off my live feed. I jump in the shower. I take a piss. I come out the shower. I lay down and good night. I mean, it's not even a yawn and stretch, and it's just like out.
But well, I don't. Yeah, active God way back. Um, or usually, or they say that not an active.
I think Spitfire just whistled.
You whistled.
I didn't. No, wasn't me.
You didn't. Hold on. You didn't whistle.
No, I didn't whistle.
Sling Blade. Did you hear that?
I didn't hear it.
Then mark this live. I don't know how far in we are.
116 right now. 116.50.
Mark it for 114.
Yeah.
So an hour and 14 minutes, right?
Yes.
All right. Mark it at that time. And I'm telling you, if you listen from 114 to about 116, and maybe it was just me, but I heard somebody whistle. You heard it too?
He said it sounded like somebody was touched. Mike was touched.
I heard a whistle. I know I heard a whistle.
I'm usually pretty good about hearing stuff like that.
Even Spitfire says he heard it. And it came directly through my earphones. So I know.
So you two heard it, but I didn't.
I heard it.
So in other words, it probably came from my end then.
It could have, very well could have.
It could have been. They ain't no time. I got a bunch of people here.
But it was a little high pitched whistle.
Mm-hmm. There's no telling. Like I said, I have her stepmom is here. We talked to her once. She actually died of alcohol poisoning.
Well, that's why
in the house.
That's why I asked you to mark that.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and listen to see if I can pick it up.
Oh, dude, if you can't hear it, I want you to send me the same clip, because then I'll have Shadows listen to it. Because if I hear it and she hears it and you don't, yep, it came from your location.
Somebody just didn't want me to hear it. Ain't no telling. Who do you think it might have been, Spitfire?
Can't tell if it was male or female by the whistle.
Yes, Mike. Yeah, MIC. You got it.
Look at that tattoo. Look at that. See that? I'm advertising. I'm not advertising. I'm sure that tattoo shop's long gone. I got that back in 1989 in North Carolina.
Probably sound like a Civil War soldier or something.
Well, I'm a double dog. I'm a United States Marine, and I did 2 tours overseas in Iraq and Iran. So, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. You did say I got a Civil War soldier around me. That's right.
Huh?
He did. Spitfire did. I have a Civil War soldier that hangs around me too.
And it's funny, me and you becoming friends the way we have. Here's your other soldier.
Oh, I've always liked the military. Like I said, my family, all my uncles were in the Air Force, and my cousin was in the Air Force. He was in Kuwait. Go down.
No, it'll take a minute for me to recognize what it's saying, to find it.
Gotcha. Oh, that's cool. But yeah,
Oh, there it is. Once a
I have a
Marine,
Civil War
always a
shoulder
Marine.
around me too.
mine would be Confederate.
You know, I wish I had a hat with a Confederate flag on it. I was stationed in the South. I believe in the South. I fought in the South.
Hmm.
Pretty funny. I come from the North, though.
um, yeah. Hey, Spitfire. So we got. I was gonna say. I know we're probably taking off topic and all here, but I know. Um, you pretty much you got everything that you want to do on Beowulf.
Yeah, got everything
That's
covered. Wasn't a long folklore deal for him.
Well,
okay.
keep going then. I'm sorry. Keep going.
Oh, he said he got everything.
Yeah, we cut into Nub's life tonight too.
I'll tell you what. You want to
It's
learn a lot of
delayed on
stuff.
the Goat Man.
Nubs is a good guy to listen to.
Yeah. Yep. Um, Spitfire's a real knowledgeable guy. Yankee Southerner.
Yeah.
He's a real knowledgeable man as well.
So are you?
We all are. We nobody's smarter. That's why I don't say smart because nobody.
Look,
We're
I'm
still
no. I'm
all
no.
learning,
I'm no
all learning,
different
all
from
the
you.
time. Yep,
I'm no different from you.
exactly.
I
You're
just
knowledgeable. I'm
maintain.
not.
I just maintain a little bit more information from time to time.
I have
I
sometimes
get it,
moments.
Freaky.
I have sometimes moments. I don't, sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't.
Oh, dude, trust me. I'm at that age when I walk from the living room to the kitchen. I forgot what the fuck I walked in there for.
I know.
So you ain't telling me shit, man. I know.
I know.
You know, I got CRS,
I
can't
watched
remember shit syndrome.
I
Fucking
I watched the
yes, we do.
sci-fi channel movie called
We do,
Grindel.
Paul.
what's that, Spitfire?
I watched the movie Grindel on the Sci-Fi Channel. They
Hmm.
took the whole Beowulf story completely off.
Are you serious?
Wow.
Yeah, they ruined the Beowulf tale big
Mm.
time.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Well, the other day, what was it? Not today, yesterday. No, day before in Shadows Channel. Everybody knows Nicole from Belgium. Everything she was posting, they were deleting it. No, I shouldn't say it that way. Every time she posted about buying us the coffee because it's part of the donation program of the show, every time she posted that, they deleted it because it didn't have to do with YouTube. So they got rid of it.
Oh, was it the Google bots again? Oh yeah.
Yes, they were
Yep.
doing that to me the past couple of days.
Oh damn,
For
Spitfire!
Paul,
You should have been on my show about 6 weeks ago.
They were. Hey, they were in. Hey, I'll tell y'all a funny story real quick.
Hold on, 6 weeks ago, Spitfire. People couldn't even finish their sentence before Google Box was already deleting.
Dang. Oh well, I was on Jenny Love's live, and y'all know, you know, Patty Haggerty.
Yeah, I know, Patty.
Okay. Well, Pat, you do too, Spitfire. Well, anyway, she was in Jenny Love's life, and she just said the S word, which is, I'll almost like submarines code for,
Shit.
subs. Yeah. So, anyways, they deleted it because she put the S word in there,
Yeah,
and they were like, "What the heck?"
because
You know.
what Google moderators are programmed to do is
Mhm,
recognize certain words.
mhm.
And even if it's three-quarters of the way through a sentence, if they recognize a certain word that they find can be used as profanity, they delete the whole message.
Well, this is what I said. I said somebody said, "Oh, because you said the S word." I said, "Really? Okay." Here, I said, here, I got an S word for them. I said, they suck. And of course, it came up, the moderators saw it, and saw it had to be approved before it could go into the chat. And the mod said, approved, and let it come up into the chat.
Freaky Geek, you're almost right. Freaky Geek says, I heard today now, if not sub to a channel in chat in the live, the channel gets timed out. No, the channel doesn't get timed out, Freaky. You get timed out from the channel. That's why we tell everybody, if you want to sit and talk, if you want to sit and chat, excuse me, just even one word, say hi, and you can go into hiding, but you spoke. Those that aren't speaking are getting booted from channels. You're absolutely right, Freaky. But as long as you say something in chat, you're good. And all you got to say is hi. Just as long as they see you said something. Lurkers are the ones that they're going after them right now.
Yeah. So, what we sat there and we said all kinds of S words, and they proved everything.
Uh-oh.
They timed me out the pulse.
Boss just yelled at me. Hold on.
Like
a
few weeks ago.
He's in trouble. But hey, Spitfire, I want to tell you, thank you for telling the story of Beowulf. I enjoyed it tremendously. I found it very fascinating and interesting. I'm sure everybody else did in the chat.
All right, guys. At this point, I'm going to step down. It's time to go have a cigarette with the old lady. And guess what? It's about time for me to go to bed. I got to be to work in 4.5 hours. 5.5 hours.
Yeah, it's just 4:30 there. All right, bud. Hey,
all right, guys.
Don't work too hard.
Have a good night.
You too. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, Steve. See you guys later.
Bye now.
Have a good night, everyone.
Bye, y'all.
I'm trying to hold on. I can't find my goddamn cursor. I got two. Oh, there it is. I got two screens.
Yeah, it's time to go to bed. But yeah, thank you for allowing me to come up here and share. You share that story and let me interact with you on it and ask you questions about it and everything. I enjoyed it tremendously, and all. And I think you did an awesome job again.
Thank you. Probably the next live stream I'm probably going to do on dragons. And
that I'm looking forward to. I'm looking forward to that.
Dragons and literature, movies, and all that.
Oh, cool. I'd like to. Yeah, definitely. I think that'd be interesting. The dragons stuff. And do you think that dragons actually existed?
That we may have to find out next week. Cliffhanger.
Yeah, because I know there's, they keep thinking that possibly finding stuff that was dragons. So, yeah, that's a good cliffhanger.
Yeah,
I'll keep you in your seats for tomorrow. Waiting for tomorrow. Next week.
Yeah.
So, well, is there anything else, Spitfire?
Nothing else tonight because I was going to head over to Nubs channel on the Goat Man if he's not through with it.
Let me see. Oh, wait a minute. Did I? Hold on. Make sure I hit. Yeah, I did. Let's see. Wait a minute. Nubs is not showing up as being live right now.
Oh, he was going to start at 6:30 tonight on the Goat Man. It was the one that he would keep delaying and delaying.
I think he might have delayed it again because I don't even see the video or anything up here. But I have noticed that YouTube is being funky. They don't show everything. I can go on the app and it shows me one thing. If I go into the actual YouTube website, it shows me another. Sometimes I get the notifications on one, but I don't get it on the other.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see them. Oh, let's see. Hold on. I'm gonna see if I'm sorry if I'm taking up your time, but I'm gonna. Let's see. Nope. Goatman's not even on his channel.
You must have taken it down.
That or
Delayed again.
he's probably delayed it again. The last thing he's got on there is the ritual murder house. That was it. That was a day ago.
I went look at it, and his Goatman was so premiering tonight
Okay.
or live stream tonight, but it was shown 3 days ago before.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, Paul. Paul said he's thinking he might go live in a few minutes. So, that's cool. Let me know. I'll watch for you, and I'll get there, Paul. Um, Frankie, you talking about Nubs being live in 118 minutes?
Nub's trivia night with Mulan.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. Well, I guess I'm gonna hop and do a few things real quick, and then okay. Yeah. Okay. Um.
I guess I'll end it here. So
Yeah. Good. Well, thank you again for letting me be up here with you, Spitfire. I enjoyed it the whole time. I enjoyed being able to ask you questions, and I learned a lot tonight. I enjoyed it thoroughly.
And I'll thank everybody who showed up to the live stream tonight. And see you guys next week on the Dragons.
Awesome. All right. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
Spitfire. Bye, bud.
Bye.